Hi there. It seems that most of us are having a hard time or finding ways to take a PDF worksheet and turn it into an interactive worksheet where students can put the answers right in Google Classroom. So what I'm going to do is show you just a couple ways. The first way is pretty easy, but it's not ideal, I would say, and that's just opening up the PDF in your Google Drive. And when you do that, the drop-down menu says Open With. So if you open it with Google Docs, you will have a file now that you can change and students can write in. Obviously, you can see that it's not ideal because the formatting is gone. So definitely not good for math worksheets and definitely not good for anything with graphics. So once you reformat it with all the margins, you'll notice that the questions are down here. The one other problem with this is that students can modify. So if they want to change the text or they accidentally delete something, it'll cause them a little bit more of a heartache. So it's not really my favorite choice. My favorite choice is actually going right into Google Slides. You can create a slide show for your students and have all the worksheets in there for whatever unit or day that you're doing. So let's say for Monday, I wanted to put all of Monday's work in this Google slideshow. I would do it that way. So here's my master slide. First thing you're going to notice is that the slide is not optimal for a portrait worksheet. So the first thing you do is you go into File and we want to actually change the layout. So you'll notice here it's in widescreen. We're going to go to Custom and change it to your regular 8.5 by 11 paper. Once you do that, you only have to do it once for this slideshow. It's because I'm going to apply it. Once I have this master slide, I don't need this because we're actually changing the background. So we don't need any text boxes at this time, so I'm going to delete them. I'm going to select the slide and use the Command D, which is duplicate, so that it creates another slide blank like that. If I want to add maybe 3 or 4 worksheets, I'll Command D 3 or 4 times. Once I have my slideshow ready, I'm going to go to the work that I want. In the work that I want, I'm going to use the Command Shift 5 feature. Command Shift 5 allows you to take a picture of whatever you see. Some of you have older laptops, so you might have to use the Command Shift 4 or Command Shift 3 where it screen captures and saves it to your desktop. So this is what I want to take a picture of. I want this to be in the background to start. So I'm going to make sure in my options that everything's going to save into documents because I do need to save a picture file. And I'm going to press capture. So that document is in my picture file. I'm going to go back to my slideshow for Monday and I want to change the background. So now that I have that picture, I'm just going to choose it. When I find it, it's going to be at the top of my recents, or my pictures automatically go to my desktop. So I'm going to take my screenshot and I am going to open it. Once it's opened, it becomes my background and it can't be moved. So it can be zoomed in and out for students to see. Now we need the question part. So I'm going to go back into the text and I'm going to scroll down into the questions. I'm going to make sure that I have a nice good view. And then once I've done that, I'm going to Command Shift 5 again. Once I do that, you'll see that I can take a screen capture of the questions for the students. Once I'm doing that, I'm going to press capture and it saves it as a file just like before. Or a file, not a file, but a JPEG. So I go back into Monday's work and again, background. Choose the image. Now I'm going to browse again and I'm going to choose in the recents. You'll see I have tons of screenshots, but it'll always be the most recent one. Then it will become the background. So this is where the work comes in. Once the students have the worksheet here, they won't be able to manipulate anything. So it's as simple as just including a text box anywhere you want the student to write their answer. Once you've made one text box, my students know that if there is a dotted line, it is an answer box. That's something they're familiar with. But if your students are new to this, you could even just write type here. Now you don't want to keep having to do that over, it's tedious. So we know that now with the Command D feature, duplicate, I can actually make another one, and I can just keep going. Command D again, and make another one and add them to the entire sheet. Once I'm done doing that, students will be able to go in and type their answers exactly in the boxes provided. So you can add a variety of different worksheets in this way that students will be able to directly interact with. Once you have all your worksheets that you want for the day, then you need to post them to Google Classroom. So once you go into Google Classroom, you're going to notice you want to go into classwork. You will, in classwork, go to the create, and you're going to create an assignment. You're going to go to add, you're going to add the slideshow you just created. And that should be found in most recents. So you'll see here it's a slideshow, so I'm just going to add it. Now, the most important feature is making sure that you make a copy for each student. Once you've made a copy, and then I'm going to write Monday's work, every student will get a copy of the slideshow and be able to put their answers directly in the worksheets, and you will be able to view them. So I'm going to go assign. That work will automatically post to your newsfeed, and it will automatically go into your classwork. So here you can see Monday's work. Students will select, and then you'll notice that here is the slideshow for the students, and you have 32 kids who are working on those worksheets. So when I click on here, if I want to see what Emma or anybody has done, I would just click on their name, and I can see that they can just type right in it. And basically, that's how you would do it through Google Slides. It's also good for math as well. So you'll notice I had already, in my distance learning mission to Mars, I had screen captured and made this the background. And then you can see here all the text boxes for the kids to put their answers. And I indicate them also with a red arrow so they know that this is where they would put their answers. So you can add as many math worksheets as you'd like doing it that way. Thanks. Hope that helped.